All right, so we are going to be using our logarithmic properties to expand and condense. And in this first example here, we're going to start by using our power rule, and we're going to move the 6 to the front. So this is going to be equal to 6 times the natural log of x times y to the power of 5. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to apply our power rule, not our power rule, our product rule. So then we'll have 6 times the natural log of x plus the natural log of y to the power of 5. Then following that, we're going to again apply our power rule, and we're going to move this 5 to the front of this natural log. So then we're going to have 6 times the natural log of x plus 5 times the natural log of y. And then lastly, to wrap things up here, I'm just going to redistribute now this 6 back into things. So I will have 6 times the natural log of x plus 30 times the natural log of y. And so expanding that, we would get this as our answer. In our next example, we are again going to work from the outside in. We're going to start with this z being multiplied by our square root of x times y. Now I'm also going to rewrite my square root here. Another way to rewrite the square root is to the power of 1/2. So I'll do that two things at once. One, I'm going to turn this into the product rule by splitting this up through addition. And then second, I'm going to change this square root to a power of 1/2. So this will then be log base 4 of z plus log base 4 of x times y to the power of 1/2. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply my product rule by putting this 1/2 in front of this log here. So I will have log base 4 of z plus 1/2 times log base 4 of x times y. And then lastly, I'm going to split up this x times y using my product rule again. So I will have log base 4 of z plus 1/2 times log base 4 of x plus log base 4 of y. And then finally, I'm going to redistribute this 1/2 back in to get the final answer of log base 4 of z plus 1/2 log base 4 of x plus 1/2 of log base 4 of y. And so again, this right here would therefore be my final answer with everything all expanded. So those two are some examples of expanding. Now let's go ahead and switch gears into the opposite. Using the same properties, we are now going to do we're going to condense, and this time we're going to work from the inside out. So we are going to condense each one of my expressions here. And so I will start here. If I have subtraction, I am going to do division. And before I even do that, I am going to move each of my 4s, my 4 and my 8, using my power rule to go ahead and rewrite this. So I will do log base 9 of a to the power of 4 minus log base 9 of b to the power of 8. So again, I'm going to use my quotient rule here. So I'll have log base 9 of a to the power of 4 divided by b to the power of 8. And so this would be my final answer. Log base 9 of a to the power of 4 divided by b to the power of 8. And in this last question here, we notice we have log base 9 of w plus log base 9 of u over 3 minus log base 9 of v over 3. What I'm going to do is I'm going to group these two together because they're both divided by 3. Another way to think of that is 1/3. So I'm just going to rewrite that here just as a reference. So log base 9 of w plus 1/3, I'm just pulling out a 1/3 of log base 9u minus 1/3 log base 9 of v. And again, I'm going to group these together and I'm going to pull out this 1/3 here. So this is going to be equal to, again, my log base 9 of w isn't going to change yet, but it's going to be added to 1/3 times my log base 9 of u minus my log base 9 of v. Then I'm going to go ahead and use my power rule and move my power up here. So I will have log base 9 of w plus parenthesis log base 9 of u minus log base 9 of v to the power of 1/3. Then I'm going to go inside my parentheses, do that first using PEMDAS. So I will have division here because I'm using my quotient rule. So I will have log base 9 of w plus parenthesis the log base 9 of u divided by v to the power of 1/3. Lastly, I'm going to multiply, but before that, I'm just going to rewrite. I'm going to do this at the same. I'm going to do this at the same time. I am going to rewrite my 1/3 as a cube root, and I'm also going to use my product rule to multiply. So my final answer here would be log base 9 of w times the cube root of u divided by v. And yes, I know this question took a bit of time, but it's important that we follow our procedure of steps here and that we get to our final answer. So again, after following all of these steps, I would get log base 9 of w times the cube root of u divided by v.